Well, hello my beautiful and amazing crafters. Welcome to another video of crafting with Shaneda. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a few cute ideas to wrap a Pringles can. Now for today's tutorial, I'll be showing you a wrap for the 1.3 Pringles can. And I'll have the measurements for the larger can at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned. So the first thing I did is I went into Cricut Design Space and created a template that I can use for my wrap, and then some strips to put at the top and the bottom of the Pringles can. I will have all the measurements listed in the description below. But I just wanted to point out, since I will be making a dome shaker for the top of the Pringles can, I want to make a template for the little design I want to have inside the Pringles dome, so that way it fits nice and snug and not too big or too small. So that's why I want to go to Cricut Design Space and just cut out a little template before I send everything to print and cut. And I'll show you that towards later on in the video. So now that I have my measurements set out for the actual wrap itself, the wrap that will go around my 1.3 ounce can, I could go ahead and get started on my design, and I'm going to create my design in Canva. So for the wrap, I have it at 10 inches by 3.1 inches, and for the top of the Pringles can, I'm going to have a 3-inch circle. And I brought in this little nutrition facts so that way I can just decide if I want to add it to my design or not, but I just wanted to get all my elements together so I can start designing. So with a couple ideas in mind, I went ahead and created a few different designs to show you guys today. And just using the measurements, I went ahead and created a design. Now because the wrap is too large for me to print out in Cricut Design Space, I'm going to actually cut the wrap by hand, and then I'm going to bring in all the other elements so I can cut that with my cutting machine. So for the wrap itself, I went ahead and saved it as a PDF file in Canva, and I do have Canva Pro. And then I downloaded that PDF file so I can go ahead and print it out with my inkjet printer. I will be using glossy photo paper for my wraps. So now that my PDF file is saved, I like to send it to my desktop, and let's go ahead and send it to print to my printer. And I'm going to make sure to change my settings to glossy paper for the best results. And I do that by going into my printer settings and choosing that option. I have it auto saved just for easy access. Alright, so I have everything all cut out and I'm ready to start assembling the Pringles shakers. The paper that I used for my actual wraps were the Pretty Party Crafty printable paper. This paper is great for your chip bags, any kind of party favors, really excellent glossy paper, and I will have a link listed in the description box below. So I went ahead and print them out using my inkjet printer on the glossy paper settings. It has such an amazing shine and gloss, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out by hand using my paper slicer, and we'll go ahead and wrap the Pringles can. Now you can use glossy sticker paper, but for tutorial purposes and budget friendly, I believe the glossy paper would be a good alternative as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and wrap it around the Pringles can. Now that everything is all cut out, I'm ready to start. Now the first thing I'm going to do is just fold the flap back. You want to keep this sealed, especially if you're going to be giving this away for a client or a gift, so that way everything stays fresh. And all I'm going to do now is just take that top portion, which is the 3-inch circle, and I'm going to place that inside the cover. You can put it on top. I like it inside the actual chip cover just to make sure everything fits, and it does. And now I'm going to wrap the design around the Pringles can. Again, this is the 1.3 ounce chip can. And I like to just start from the middle, the center, and then wrap it around and hold it very nice and taut. And you can use hot glue gun. If you do use your hot glue gun, I would suggest a nice even thin layer so it doesn't have any ridges. You want this to be nice and clean and seamless. Or you could even use really good double-sided tape. I just want to show you this one that I practiced earlier. Even though I thought I had it really tight, as you can see I didn't, and it left a little gap around the wrap. So just make sure you have it nice and tight and secure before you seal it. And that looks good. I actually think this is the most easiest part. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my little decoration that will go inside the dome, and that's why I mentioned earlier I made a template so that way I can measure it and make sure it fit. So when I close the dome, when I place the dome on top of the Pringles can, it doesn't smash it or disturb that little center, the little decoration. And just depending on what kind of design, about 1.8 to 2 inches is what I noticed fits well. But I made a template before cutting it out. Now that I saw everything fits really good, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my foam beads inside. You can use glitter, you can use pony beads, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to use a mixture of glitter and this little foam beads that I have, and I will have everything listed in the description box below. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a good amount of hot glue around the edge of the dome. And these are just little ornaments that I'm using to act as my dome cover. Take my time and place it so it's nice and even. And it doesn't take long for it to secure, and just giving it a shake. My little helper is helping me out. And then I'm adding the strip around the top of the dome and the bottom. I think the top gives it a really nice look, but the bottom strip is optional if you want to add that bottom strip. For the measurements for these two decorative pieces, I think it's just personal preference if you want it really thick or thin, but again, I'll have the measurements listed below. Another idea is creating these design, but having the dome where it's standing up on top of your Pringles can. So I'm going to do the same thing as the first design. I'm going to go ahead and start with the middle and just adhere and wrap around the Pringles can. And now I'm just going to assemble the decoration on top using some foam dots, and these are design I created in Canva. And now this time the dome is going to go in front of the design. I'm going to add some glitter and some more foam beads. So this time I'm going to add hot glue again around the edge, but I'm going to put my design on top so that way none of the beads or glitter comes out. And once that's fully secured, I'm going to glue that on top of the Pringles can. Another idea is if you don't want to add the design to the actual lid of the Pringles can, you can make your own lid. I have created this template. I will have it available on my storefronts. I'm just finalizing a few things, but this is a great way if you just want to cover, so you could keep the Pringle can intact and then put the design on this little template cover. And I think this is a really nice idea, so that way it keeps the Pringle can intact and you just have this little lid with your decoration on top. And then you just follow the same steps, wrap your can, and then you can use this template and you would adhere the dome to the template. And I really like this idea because you can use it as a keepsake, so that way all your hard work isn't just getting tossed away. Well, I have one final idea that I thought of last minute, and I decided to add this to the video. If you didn't have the dome and you still wanted to create a cute little topper for your Pringles wrap, what you can do is use a piece of cellophane and a piece of tissue, your gift wrap tissue, and place it over your Pringles can. And you can just use that as a cute little top for your can. Just cut it down to size to your liking, and then you can use a little piece of ribbon or bow. You can decorate this as cute as you want it, or simple. I think this would be a great idea if you don't have the domes, or you don't want to purchase the domes and you still have those really cute party favor look that can match your centerpieces. Well, I had fun. I made a few different designs, and I really hope you try this out and let us know in the description box below. Oh, before I forget, the sizing for the large Pringles can is 9.8 by 4.5 inches, and I'm creating template for this, so you can just cut these out and go. That will be coming soon to my storefront. And I want to give a huge shout out for the fellow crafty with Shaneda family that suggested this video. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned a little bit or a lot, and we cannot wait to see you on the next video of Crafting with Shaneda.